Now we're live.
Yeah, we're live now.
Thanks for the singing intro. And hello, everyone. Welcome to another wonderful East Coast edition of Retro Reload. And we might be missing a few people today from the normal East Coast cast, but to make up for it, we not only have two people from the West Coast cast, we also have a really special guest today. So why don't we introduce ourselves first, and then I want to give a little special introduction for our extra special guest. How does that sound for right now? Sound good? Okay. Well,
Sounds good.
I'm Cashel. On Game Text, I'm known as Cashel Triumph. My real name is Philip, and I'm coming at you from Nashville, Tennessee.
I'm Charles, also known as Mr. Nikon, coming to you from Chicago, Illinois. And yeah, who's next?
I'm Red Blaze, otherwise known as Zach, and I'm from New Jersey. A small town you'll never hear.
Next. Flip a coin, boys, if you have to. I don't care who goes.
I'm Jeremy, the Red Bearded Gamer, fire pilot, and I'm in Los Angeles.
I'm Dash V, also known as Chris in real life, or sometimes Dash V also in real life for reasons we won't get into because we're running out of time in the show.
And sometimes I call him Dashy Poo. Do you mind if I call you Dashy Poo this time?
It's your show. It's your Thursday night.
Everyone's show.
Do whatever you want, Cashy baby.
He'll kick me out. He already told me offline he'll kick me out if I don't let him call me Dashy Poo.
And already giving off tangent. I love it. And we have an extra special guest today. He is a columnist for Legacy Control. He is an avid video game player. He is an avid beer drinker and kind of fancies himself a beer snob, if I'm not mistaken. I've known him for about 5-6 years, and by day he works as an AV technician. I know him as Junpei, but his real name is Tyler. And we are so excited to have him on today. Say hi there.
I'm confused. I thought this was a webcam on a CD website, and no one has their clothes off, so I'm probably going to go ahead and get out of here.
Oh, I'm sorry
Actually.
to
Hi.
No, keep it on, boys. Keep it on. Jeez.
I should have known they probably would have just gone right into that. No shame.
Some
No
of us
shame.
are gentlemen, so we don't do that. But super excited to have you. I know
Thank
I
you.
have a couple of questions.
Sure, just start it right off, you know.
But we also have some fun topics to talk about too. So should we just get right into it then?
Let's go for it.
Alrighty. Well, on the Facebook page, I posted a couple of topics that came from the legendary Mr. Nikon. Yep, you. And I'm really excited to talk about them because they're kind of different this time. So the first one that I wanted to just hear everyone's thoughts, opinions, all that stuff about was really, really weird games. Games that made you raise an eyebrow, or games that made you scratch your head, or games that kind of just threw you for a loop, but still somehow managed to be fun. So who has something to say about that?
Conker's Bad Fur Day. Do I need to say more?
Why is it a weird? I can't imagine why it's a weird game.
Well, I mean, besides the fact that you start off as a squirrel with a hangover.
Oh, jeez. I actually only saw a few videos of it. I never had the chance to play it, but I hear nothing but things about it.
It's pretty infamous.
Yeah.
It's crass and it's rude and it's you know what you're getting into when you play it. It was originally meant to be kind of like a cutesy Zelda clone, and then they just made it like that. Poop
Really?
everywhere, and it's
Yeah, it originally started off as Conker's 12 Tales.
yeah.
Originally. And it was more of a Banjo-Kazooie type of game.
Yeah.
And it just one day they heard people just saying like all this stuff about how it's just another Banjo-Kazooie game, and they were like, all right, you know what, screw it, and just completely redid it, and now you got a drunk squirrel starting off.
Oh yeah. What's really interesting is that before Conker even came out, he was actually in Diddy Kong Racing.
I played that, yeah.
Yeah.
And also there was Conker's Pocket Tales before that.
That's the Zelda clone. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. So he was supposed to be like, I don't know much about him. He was supposed to be like another cutesy Nintendo mascot, but he ended up getting...
Yeah.
He was supposed to be another Rare character.
Exactly.
Okay.
But, I mean, he kind of fits more in with the Rare field now, since the Battletoads were around forever, and they were kind of rude and weird. I mean, they were named Rash, Pimple, and Zitz. So...
Yeah, that's right.
Speaking of weird games.
Yeah, I like how they name after disgusting skin conditions. And there's other disgusting skin conditions that we will not talk about in this program because they are just not appropriate.
In the new Battletoads, there's actually going to be one called Eczema. So...
Oh, jeez.
So wait, there is a new Battletoads now?
No, but they're, I'm just making it up.
See, Junpei has a poker face that just cannot be broken, and well, he's going to keep us on our toes today. So
You just have no idea.
yeah, I can get all that. Who else has something to show off?
I've got this one here.
What's that?
First Samurai.
Oh, yeah.
This is pretty weird. It's not one of the better games out there. First, you play it, and like he gets this with like, "Oh, my sword!" It's the first sound you hear him say. And you go around like collecting stuff, and like you collect like gold or something. All of a sudden you hear the Hallelujah chorus. I hear Hallelujah, Hallelujah. I'm like, that's been. I'm like, what the heck?
Every time, like he slashes something, or
Well, every time you collect something, you hear like the Hallelujah chorus. And if you lose your sword, it's like, oh no, my sword!
Jeez, oh man, that is for the Super Nintendo. Was that?
Yeah, Super Nintendo. Yeah.
I thought that came out on the PlayStation as well. Did they remake it, or am I thinking of something else?
I
think so.
Western
don't think so. I don't remember, but yeah, I just like picked this game at the game store, and it's I got First Samurai. See how this is. I start playing. I'm like, what the heck is going on in this game?
I like Samurai.
And also, I haven't really played this one too much. Frantic Flea.
I never heard of that one.
It's like you're a flea, and you're collecting little flea babies, pretty much, and you're getting attacked by like these bigger bugs, pretty much. So.
Oh, I thought that was the game where you're the flea going from garage sale to garage sale trying to find $1 Earthbounds.
No.
That makes me so angry, by the way, still.
Envious. It makes me so envious.
Yes, that. I have a weird game I'm going to show off. I don't think Junpei may have played it, but I'm not sure about everyone else. This is Okage Shadow Game.
Oh, I've heard of that one.
It's a pretty obscure PlayStation 2 RPG. What makes it weird is the art style. It looks like it's the redheaded stepchild of something from The Nightmare Before Christmas. So that was a weird, movie. And but the thing is, despite its weird looks, it's really basic. It's like a really basic RPG with
Yeah, it is.
nothing really new to offer other than a really cool visual style.
Yeah, there's absolutely nothing special about it except for it looks really interesting on paper.
Yeah, like even the manual looks cool. Like it looks like an old journal. I think that's pretty neat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a nice shelf piece.
Yeah, it really is a presentation piece. Even like the story's okay. I'll give it that. Like it's a different type of story, but when I first popped it in, I was like, "What did I purchase? Like, what is this?" So that's all the weird games I have. All my games are not weird at all because everyone
I've got
a
a lot. Yeah.
Let's have a look.
This game is not weird, but the cover is, and that is Fallax.
Yes.
It is a shmup that has. It's just a basic shmup. It really is. But for some reason, they put old guy playing a banjo on the cover. I don't know why. I guess they figured kids liked old men with banjos. And I'm pretty sure he's got some whiskey bottles in the bottom. I don't know. But yeah, it's other than that, it's a shmup, and you've played it once, you've played them all.
I figured they never told kids about stranger danger. Stay away from old guys with banjos.
Pretty sure this game was made by the Deliverance Council.
You sure got a purr to mouth.
Oh, yeah. Squeal like a piggy for me.
Oh, I love it. Well, who else has fun stuff to show? This is interesting.
Akiba Strip, Undead and Undressed.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen that for sale at GameStop a couple times and couldn't bring myself to walk out of the
It's too
store.
expensive. I can't justify spending $50 on it.
It's a beat 'em up where you go around taking people's clothes off to expose them to sunlight so the synthetic zombie or vampires will disappear. It's actually pretty fun.
So this game clearly came from Japan.
Yep.
So,
Oh, the Japanese.
Does it actually contain nudity or?
No, you strip them down to their underwear.
Males and females, it's equal opportunity.
yeah. All right.
Something for everyone to love.
Hold on, let me go buy this book. I'm just kidding.
Buy it now.
Reminds me of that game I brought up that one time, the arcade game that's been banned everywhere.
Oh, the
Loverboy?
Lollipop, yeah.
Is that the Japanese one where you actually have to? There's a controller where you have to finger criminals.
What?
And
Yeah,
you run around this like Pac-Man type maze naked, try to avoid police and dogs, and you gotta find women and rape them.
Isn't that an Atari game?
You're thinking of Custer's Revenge for the Atari. This is
No,
different.
there were more Atari porn games than that.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
were
this was an actual arcade cabinet game.
Interesting.
There's
Wow.
videos of gameplay on YouTube of this game, so if you guys want to check it out later, and if you haven't, it's pretty crazy.
I can live without checking it out.
Yeah, I'll think about it.
Getting us back to rated PG land, though. Parodius Da. This is the Famicom version, but it also, as I understand it, there's also a Super Famicom version.
There's one for 360. No, not Parodius. It was Automedius. Thinking of a different thing.
I was thinking of grabbing that one.
Yeah, so this is a shmup. Only the cover as well as the contents are bizarre. So you fly like a penguin, and you shoot things like airships that are built to look like cats and things like that. So the first time my son ever saw me play it, he's like, "Dad, why are you shooting at the cat with a flamethrower?" So yeah, my son has not played the game yet. This other one, I know this is on Mr. Nikon's list. I've shown it a little bit before. Samurai Pizza Cats.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
I love that show.
This game is. I would like to go back and see if I can find the cartoon with either subtitles or translated and stuff, because if the cartoon is even only half as funny as the game was, I played it and beat it the first time I sat down, or no, second time I sat down and played it, because the first time it was in Japanese. But I got the English translation patch and then replayed it on the Retron 5 the second time and beat the game. The cutscenes are absolutely hilarious. I just couldn't stop playing the game because I wanted to see the next cutscene. It was so adorable what was happening. So it's quirky and cute, definitely weird, but in like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles type way. It just works. So
That reminds me of something as well. I don't have a physical copy of it, but on the PlayStation Network you can download a game called Cho Aniki.
Show Anarchy, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I should say much more than that, because if you know what I'm talking about, then you know it's pretty damn weird.
I can take it a little bit further than that. It is a shmup where you play as mostly naked men shooting other mostly naked men.
Well, you're kind of like, aren't you like he looked like a wicker basket, if I remember. You're shooting with the men's still, but you're like this basket. It was really odd.
Yeah, it's a weird game. If you can go onto YouTube and just watch the intro to one of the games, and it's just it'll blow your mind.
Yes.
Okay. Another thing to mention are the Suda 51 games, especially No More Heroes and Lollipop Chainsaw.
Yeah.
How was Lollipop Chainsaw?
It's fun. I mean, I personally really enjoyed it. I don't really know how to describe it, but
it looks like it'd be like a chainsaw wielding cheerleader, right? Is that it?
exactly.
That sounds awesome.
Well,
And it's her birthday that day, so she's 18.
Okay, good.
she also carries around on her keychain the head of her dead boyfriend,
No, not dead.
who's alive. He's undead.
He's
Okay.
mostly dead. There's a
Yeah.
difference.
Mostly dead.
I like that.
I'm not dead yet.
I know Casual's gonna hate this one, but I think it's fun. Now before
Oh, in that case, should we also mention the Michael Jordan Windy City?
we need to have a moment of honesty for a second, right? I want to show of hands of who's actually played this game.
I bought it new.
All right.
What?
So if you bought it new, I'm sorry. I bought it. For
It came with a CD
$2.50.
single.
I could definitely say I got $2.50 worth of enjoyment out of this game. The story alone is just brightened my day to know that every other sentence, Shaq is doing some charity work.
It's just
It was the first beat 'em up before Mortal Kombat introduced friendships. This was the first beat 'em up where, like, after you kick the person's butt, Shaq actually, the next cutscene is him, like, sitting down and having a heart-to-heart with the person he just totally owned and, like, getting to understand, what made them evil.
it's like
The more you know.
The first Awesome Fest that I have. Awesome Fest is a game competition I have every year, but the first Awesome Fest I did, I give every participant a copy of Shaq Fu. That was their consolation prize. I bought like 30 copies that year, and there were no more left in Cincinnati. So if you come to Cincinnati looking for copies of Shaq Fu, they're gone. I bought them all.
So what's your official opinion on that game?
Shaq Fu?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
And if you go to MagFest, you find them in the toilets.
Well, I would take them all out of the toilets and give them a home.
I mean, just type in MagFest on Google Images, a couple rows down, and you'll see one in the urinal saying "Piss on Shaq Fu" for free.
There are way worse games than Shaq Fu that people are paying a hell of a lot more for. Mark my words, this is going to be one of those games where at some point people are going to realize that it's just been a bunch of hipsters like talking trash about the game that have mostly never played it. I'm not saying it's the greatest game of all time.
No, it's not a good
way
game.
Better than
Yeah.
It's way better than a lot of the ragers are giving it credit for.
It's better than a lot of the other generic fighting games that came out at the time too.
Oh yeah,
a lot of really bad ones.
The graphics were really good. The story was fun in a campy kind of. It was a very tongue-in-cheek, campy type of story, which I don't think a lot of people really got.
I mean, he pulls like a kind of a Goonies thing. He walks into like an old man's like Chinese goods shop and just like walks through a portal, and he's in another world.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of the opening. It's interesting that you mentioned the Goonies because it did remind me of an '80s show, but it reminded me of Gremlins.
Yeah, not Goonies. Yeah, Gremlins is actually what I was thinking of.
But
Damn it, you got me.
So I thought it was kind of, maybe I'm looking at it through nostalgia lens. I never played it I never played it back in the day. I actually got it a couple months ago. There was a place having a blowout sale, and like I said, it was $250. So I was like, it can't be, so bad that it's not worth $250. This is like a $30 game. I'm telling you.
I don't know about that.
So, it will be when people realize it.
On eBay.
What was that?
Is that Jeremy?
Why do I feel like you have 30 of them and you're trying to sling them on one day? So you're trying to give them some sales?
No, the other games had the same thing happen. There were plenty of other games people panned, people hated. Night Trap was that way, right? Everybody panned Night Trap. People still have been panning it and stuff. Suddenly they announced that they're going to do like, a Kickstarter and relaunch it, and then the Kickstarter wasn't successful because of all the haters. But now, like, try to find a copy of Night Trap on 3DO for under, $60. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, I've been trying to find even like the Sega CD version or the 32X CD one.
Mm-hmm.
The Sega CD ones have recently come down because some dude sold like a pallet of like 200 of them.
How do you even end up with something like that? I don't even.
So there were all the ones that got recalled because they didn't have the rating on them. And instead of him sending them back, I guess they just sat in a warehouse until people forgot about them.
That's what I would have done. I would have kept them.
Yeah, so if you check now, Red Blaze, you can actually find complete in box copies of the Sega CD one for like $20.
Huh.
Yeah, the Sega CD one specifically, because that's what he had. Those ones tanked. Every other version is still crazy expensive, though.
Very nice.
Oh,
There's another one I wanted to talk about. It has one of my favorite musical artists featured of all time. Do you have it on hand, by chance, Tyler?
Oh, I do. If you want to give me a second, I can go grab it.
Alrighty. Someone else can show off something then.
I have one that's recent, but it's a demo right now. It's PT on PS4. We played that one. The demo.
that one,
I didn't know what it was. My friend said download it. I was playing like, this is fucking weird.
it's just the Silent Hill promotional video, so...
Yeah, it's a demo. I didn't know what it was. I never played Silent Hill, and he's like, download PT. I'm like, what is it? He's like, just go play it. So I go to the door the first time. I was like, what the hell? Like, that messed up. So I go to the door again. I'm like, okay. Then I looked up on YouTube. I'm like, okay, this game's kind of creepy.
Yeah, then you realize that it just stands for playable trailer.
Yeah. But you know what I'm talking about. I was playing through. I was like, this is weird.
Yeah. Anyway, here's one that's very cheap right now, and it's definitely a fun game for the price that they're getting it for now, which is less than $10, I believe. Yaiba Ninja Gaiden Z. It's got the same humor as No More Heroes, and it's a fun game. You gotta think of it not as a Ninja Gaiden game, but as, well, a Yaiba game, I guess you could say.
Well, it's better than Ninja Gaiden 3.
Well, that's not. I don't know.
I like Razor's Edge version. though.
Yeah, I haven't played that one, so.
I got it on the Wii U when it came out.
All right, Cash, I got it for you.
Show it off, please.
Britney's Dance Beat.
All right. Yeah. Now, is it as bad as I figure it would be for a game featuring Britney Spears? Is it?
There are only 5 songs on it. 5. That's it.
She's
But
not-
the actual game mechanics, like the rhythm gameplay, surprisingly good.
Really?
Yeah,
That's good.
it is. It's actually a really fun 2-player versus game.
Okay.
Each character in the game, which is you play as one of her random racially diverse backup dancers, and they all have their own special powers. It's really bizarre.
Like they can throw fireballs and.
You just mess up the other opponent's notes that they have to hit in various ways, and then in the middle of the song, Britney takes over because you're terrible and she has to just hog the spotlight. So that's what happens in Britney's Dance Beat. It's actually more fun than it should be.
Now, Tyler, even random racially diverse backup singers need love.
Which it's true, and even though they get love in this game, she still hogs the spotlight and takes over at various points in the song.
Does she shave her head bald in the game at all?
No, that's before she went crazy.
That was before 2007.
Yeah.
Aww.
Was 2000? I don't know. The font's too small.
Take your word for it. So
Yeah.
I got a question for you. Actually, did you review that game on your website?
No. That's too old. I never reviewed that. I should though.
You should. You should do a retro type of review. So
Retro
I'm into writing reviews for that webcomic anyway.
How do I do that?
Not like, hey, I like your webcomic. Want me to write some stuff for you?
Oh no. That's actually a buddy of mine.
Oh, you know him?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
He lives down the street from me. Actually, I've known him for like over 10 years, and he just quit his job and just up and started a webcomic one day.
It's really ambitious.
Yeah.
Risky.
Yeah, it is. He's been doing pretty well though. I mean, he gets like 250,000 hits a month, so it's not great, not bad. You know, he makes a living.
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. So, is it something like writing columns or reviews or articles, whatever? Is that something you'd like to do for yourself full time? I know it's not your full time job right now. You're a technician,
Yeah.
right? So,
I mean, if I could make something of it, totally. But I mean, the market is so saturated right now that it's really hard to actually make money out of it. You really just have to stand out and do like your own thing. And so much of it's moving towards like video content that I don't know. I still kind of like the written word. I think there's a lot of I don't know. It's personal and it's you really I don't know.
I can feel that. I feel the same way. As you know, I like to write reviews on GameFAQs, so
Obviously.
obviously. So I mean, I don't want that art to go out of style for the YouTube generation. You know.
No, not at all. There's definitely an art to it, and I don't know. It's hard to describe, but there's a certain way you can describe a game with words, and I don't know. It's just more fun for some reason to read someone crafting a review or just writing about something than it is to watch someone play a game. And you see everyone play a game, and it's kind of boring to just watch someone play something over and over and over. And there's I don't know, because everyone on YouTube is the same personality. They just scream, they laugh the whole time, and it gets annoying.
They claim that every game has graphics that are worse than Atari.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I know what you're talking about too.
Yeah. Night Trap, man, this game had worse graphics than Atari. Shaq Fu, this game had worse graphics than Atari. Yeah. Destiny, that game has worse graphics than Atari.
Well, for the 500 million they spent on it, it might as well be worse.
What's the favorite game? What's your favorite game that you wrote a review for off the top of your head?
Oh boy, I really like
Time and Eternity. I'm just kidding.
that's actually one of my favorite reviews that I've written though. Time and Eternity is an incredible thing.
Yeah.
Not a good game, but it's a wonderful thing. I'm glad it exists.
That's the one where the girl's got split personality, right?
Yeah.
And where you're the guy who turns into a little dragon.
Blue dragon, yeah, who's really perverted and just constantly tries to look at him in the shower.
Well, Japan.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Now I really like my my retrospective Yo Noid, which fits in our weird games list.
Totally forgot about that one.
I didn't catch it. What was the name of the game you said?
Yo Noid. It's you remember the Domino's Pizza mascot, the Noid?
I do.
Yeah, they made an NES game.
The Family Guy was it?
Yeah, they made an NES game about him, which yeah, they did.
Oh, no, I know you're talking about. Okay.
Throw us a condensed version of your review on that. What were your thoughts with that game?
Basically, everyone makes fun of it because it's a Domino's advertisement, but it's actually a really good game. It's actually a reskin of a Japanese game called Masked Ninja Hanamaru, which it's just a Capcom game that was just kind of a ninja platformer with powers and stuff. And I mean, it's actually pretty hard, which is surprising for a licensed game. And yeah, I mean, it's actually really varied. The levels all have their own unique pitfalls and gimmicks, and it's I mean, it's not as bad as everyone thinks, just because it gets annoyed on it.
I remember 7-Up had a game. They had the Spot.
Yeah, Cool Spot,
Yeah.
which is
games
actually
were
pretty
awesome.
decent too.
That was for the Genesis, right?
I think they had one for Super Nintendo as well.
Yeah.
They had two games for the Genesis.
The 7-Up guy had 2 games? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't remember the second one.
Yep. The second one had a kind of like an isometric, like pseudo 3D
Oh, really?
type look. Yeah. The first one was definitely way better, but the second one was.
Yeah.
Wow. So, like, do you just choose whatever game you're kind of feeling about? Or do they say, hey, this better review this game for us, would you?
Because I'm not paid, I pretty much do whatever I want. But yeah, sometimes I'll be given an assignment if something's pertinent or relevant, or if we collaborate on something. It's mostly collaborations where I'm actually given an assignment, but I mean, it's pretty free. It's not much different from blogging. It's just I have an editor, while bloggers don't. So.
Well, that's pretty nifty.
Yeah.
And I've read some of his stuff. It's really entertaining. But the Time and Eternity review is probably my favorite. And the game is, and I'll admit, the game is so far from perfect. I enjoyed it. I'm weird. So reading the review is like the icing on the cake.
Yeah.
He nails it.
You actually play through it twice, so I mean, I give you props for that. I mean,
Hey, things we do for trophies, am I right?
I know.
Yeah.
I mean,
So, anyone else have any questions for now for him? Because I'm doing all the talking here. I feel bad.
I gotta ask a question. Mr. Nikon, you okay over there?
Blackhawks just scored.
That's what I figured.
I mean, his
Sorry about that.
hockey.
Yeah. They're down in Nashville right now.
Oh, they're versus the Predators.
Yep.
Go Predators! Touchdown! I
I
don't
gotta
know.
go for Predators too, just to see Mr. Nikon scoring.
Yeah.
The Blackhawks just scored a try.
ooh, is that rugby terms? Can we talk
Yeah.
rugby now?
Could. I saw the All Blacks play here in Chicago against the U.S. team.
I don't know anything about rugby. I just know they're called tries.
Ah.
I got a question for Tyler. What is your favorite classic system or retro system?
Favorite retro system? I have a really fond attachment to the Genesis just because of the circumstances surrounding me getting it for Christmas one year. But I mean, I think the best is just the NES. The Genesis is my heart, but the NES is just I don't know. I just love it. There's so much good stuff on it. It's so varied. I can still walk into a game store and just find an NES game I've never heard of and just be like, what the hell is this? Put it in my system and be like, that was actually pretty good. Surprisingly, people were so ambitious on that system. It's crazy.
I want to hear the Christmas story. Anybody else want to hear the Christmas story?
Yes.
Sure. I don't know if anyone here is old enough to remember Service Merchandise.
Yes.
Yes. But I played a demo Genesis console in there, Sonic the Hedgehog, and that was it. That was all a kid needed to play to have a Genesis. I just asked for it, and my parents did the classic bait and switch where oh, we don't have any more presents for you. Sorry. And all of a sudden, it was half an hour later, my dad's like, wait, what's that under the table? I'm like, well, I don't know. What is it? Open it up. I'm like, Genesis! I was 8 years old. I got Street Fighter with it, which that was just started a whole another can of worms for me. That was a terrible addiction that he created. I had an NES before that, but the Genesis was that was my first step in the next gen.
How long did you struggle with the 3-button controller before you had to run out and get a 6-button?
Surprisingly, way too long, honestly. Playing Street Fighter by pressing start to switch between punches and kicks was just ridiculous. Yeah, there was no pause in Street Fighter. You were in it. If you were playing Street Fighter, you had to sit down and play it.
But hey, that's how you get good.
Yeah, you couldn't walk away.
The TurboGrafx 16 one was kind of in a similar boat. They eventually made a 6-button controller for it that you'll never find anywhere.
Yeah.
But if you actually are using the 2-button one, they have like they don't call them select and start. They're like option and run or something like that, and then they have button 1 and 2. And so what it was is basically I'll use the NES equivalent ones because that's what everybody knows. So basically, you had start as your low kick, and then you had 1 and 2 as like your medium and high, right? And then you'd have to hit the option button to like. So it was similar to the Genesis, right? You just like what?
But even worse.
Find some button. like
bad bootleg China NES Street Fighter clone.
Yeah, but the crazy thing though is that like it doesn't take long for you to actually like ramp up to it, and at least with that version of the game, the gameplay wasn't yet so fast that you couldn't cope with it. So you could actually beat the entire game pretty reasonably by selecting through, and you really had to think about your attacks before you did it. It made it less of a button masher.
Oh, what's up there, Charles? Hey.
Yeah, there we go. So that's the controller, right?
Yep.
Nice.
So those first 3, and then basically you had to take your hand off the D-pad to switch.
That sounds really hard.
It was very, very difficult, but it's doable. It's totally doable.
Yeah, that's the way you gotta get good at fighting games, is just to practice, 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 no matter what your controller is set up like. I guess.
That's why I mastered Street Fighter with a pad, and I still won't play an arcade stick with it.
Yeah, I talked about this in the earlier episode. I tried to get better with Guilty Gear. But I can't do it. It was so hard.
Guilty Gear's a special kind of beast anyways. To try to jump into a stick with that, I mean, that's pretty... it's so fast.
I know. And the new one is just as fast as all the X and Core Pluses, so it's like I'm sticking to it.
X2 # reload.
One's good. That one's fun. Yeah, they're all fun. I love that series.
Yeah, I need an arcade stick though before I can really get into the new one.
You could,
it's still fun.
I'm not. I don't know. I'm just having a problem with the D-pad for it. I don't know.
I will admit that the D-pad for the PlayStation 4, as much as I like the controller, it feels like a step down from the PS3 and 2 controllers and 1, I guess. Yeah. It's a lot rougher on your thumbs. It's not as like smooth to roll it back and forth.
Sure. So I have another question for not just for Tyler, but for everyone, and it actually is kind of a transition into the second topic that Mr. Icon thought of. It's about video game sequels, or I guess more appropriately, like a lack thereof. Was there ever a game that you played and loved, and it ended, and either the conclusion didn't wrap up nicely, or it did wrap up nicely, but they said Part 3 is still coming, or Part 4 is still coming? Has there ever been like something that just felt unfinished, even after the credits rolled? Does that ever felt like that?
Shaq Fu. There's going to be a Shaq Fu 2.
Where is Shaq Fu 2, by the way?
There's actually a mobile game, I think.
There's a Kickstarter going on right now for making a new Shaq Fu.
Yeah, the Kickstarter was actually funded.
What's that?
The Kickstarter was actually funded.
Oh, was it?
Indiegogo actually?
It's one of those, but it was actually funded. But there is a mobile Shaq game though on phone. I can't remember what it's called.
It's not Shaq. It's not actually Shaq Fu, like.
No, it's like a weird arcade game, but it does involve Shaq.
But there's definitely a full legit one coming out.
Shaq Fu, a Legendary Born on Indiegogo. They got almost $500,000.
Wow.
That is just ridiculous. I'm sorry.
Insane.
And this time, Shaq gives us his personal promise that he's not gonna F you. I'm serious. I'm not making this up. It's like in the actual, it's in the actual pitch. He says it. I promise we're not gonna F you.
Did he be selling Gold Bond lotion in this one?
The mobile version, the mobile one is called Shack Down,
Check down.
and it is free if anyone wants to play a Shack game.
Is it on? Is that your phone? You showed it
Yeah,
us?
yeah.
Yeah, you have to play it on his phone. It's only free on his phone.
Only on your phone? Okay.
It's true.
Yeah.
Shaq installed it on my phone. I don't know how to get it off, actually. Every time someone calls me, I end up playing Shack Down. I can't do anything with it.
God, it's like a modern day N-Gage almost. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I know. And
What,
my ringtone is Space Jam. I can't get it off.
Actually, I kind of like that movie because I like Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck and all them, but yeah. So, well, one game that I think of when I think of like unfinished and whatnot is this Zero Escape Virtue's Last Reward.
Yeah.
They need to make a part 3 like yesterday. Part 2, which I'm guessing is this, had a conclusion that was very open-ended, and it needs to finish. Like, get on that. Make it happen.
It was always meant to be a trilogy, but don't know when it's coming.
I'm almost doubtful at this point. I'm almost like lost all hope. You know? So hopefully soon. Well, I'm not holding my breath anymore for it. Who else has one?
All right, is somebody supposed to say like Half-Life 3 right now, or is what?
I know, I was waiting for that one. I deliberately have not played episode 1 or 2, even though I have episode 1 in my Steam collection. I refuse to get involved in it, knowing that they still have yet to finish it. Duke Nukem Forever came out before episode 3. How does that happen?
Oh, wait, don't have it up here.
I never played those games, but I heard like it's very unfinished. Is that the right word for it?
Yeah, well, it's like Half-Life Episode 2, or Half-Life 2 Episode 3, or Half-Life 3 is supposed to come out, and then just vaporware.
Yeah, nothing. That's a really
and
big
that's
one.
where the Valve Can't Count 3 joke came from.
Oh, okay.
The other big one is obviously the Shenmue series.
Yes.
That's another one I just knew was coming up.
Yeah, obviously it's the obvious ones. You can't talk about this without talking about Shenmue. It's just they'll never do it. I'm crossing it off my list right now. It's never gonna happen. But yeah, it's one they just dropped. Absolutely, I mean just completely.
And that drives me nuts because, like, I think with how video game technology is these days, they could make it happen. Even if it's just like a really short little 3-hour-long downloadable thing, you know, it could happen somehow.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think expectations are too high.
You think? Oh, I see what you're saying. I can see that.
Yeah, they spent so much money on the first two Shenmues that I don't know. I think they just to give people like a little like mobile game or whatever that was little like whatever. I don't know. The appeal of them was kind of like the immersion of like walking around the city and talking to 18 fortune tellers and how many prize machines you could put money in and get crappy little things out of.
Yeah.
That was all. Yeah, that was all a Shenmue.
And also, like the Virtua Fighter-esque fighting system. I think it'd be hard to do on a phone.
Yeah,
but
which barely even existed in the first game. You fought like twice in the first game total. It was barely anything.
A damn forklift.
Exactly. You drove a forklift more than you actually fought any battles.
So.
All right. I got 2 games to talk about.
Yeah, let's see.
First one, very simple, Bulletstorm. Very fun first-person shooter.
I've got that, yeah.
Yeah, and we're at the end, it's sort of like, so, what are you going to do now? And then just cuts to black. And then they reveal that the buddy's not dead. Oh, probably should admit spoiler alert or something like that. But, yeah, it's just one of those where it's good where it's pretty good where it left off, but they left it open so they could continue, and there's no looking like it's going to continue anytime soon.
Now, Bulletstorm was one of those games that was way better than it should have been.
Yeah.
And like no one bought it. No one. Even at like $5 at GameStop, no one's still buying the game. It is impossible to get anyone who's even played it. Like.
Well, I think a good amount of people bought it when it first came out because at least on the 360, you had the Gears of War 3 demo.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. I didn't buy it on
I didn't buy
360.
it for that reason.
Gotcha.
Yeah, another game. I'll admit that Star Wars stuff. When it comes to games, I'm kind of picky. I really enjoyed The Force Unleashed though, the first one, and where that one it wrapped up really good, and where all of a sudden it was like there's a sequel out, and where it's like because at the end Star Killer died, and where the whole thing was the sequel, The Force Unleashed 2, is that he's either a clone or he's the real thing, and throughout it you're being told that you can't copy it, you can't clone a Jedi throughout it, and where it just at the end they capture Vader, and where it's like I don't care if I'm a clone or not, it's just one of those things, but then it just raises a whole lot more questions than it answers. It's just
Yeah, I was gonna mention that one.
yeah.
I think that
And where if you pick the evil ending is like he's gonna kill him, and where he's like, you know how they say Vader goes, you know how we said you can't clone a Jedi? I lied. And then all of a sudden another clone of Star Killer comes out and just kills him, and where you play as the clone in the DLC, which also ends in a freaking open ending.
Like a cliffhanger type thing, or
Yeah, I mean, it's just a huge cliffhanger, and there's no way I could see a sequel coming out at all.
I think they have it. It was shelved. I think the third one.
Yeah, and then you had Disney say, yeah, everything that happened besides the original trilogy and the prequels, nope, no more, out the window.
I gotta say, you get bonus points for spoiling every version of the ending for that game.
Hey, I said a spoiler alert before.
Sorry about it.
There's another ending.
Not really.
Star Killer battles Shaq.
He does.
But it turns out that you can't clone Shaq.
Yes, and there's a heartfelt discussion.
It's actually because no one has that much raw materials. He's too big.
Yeah.
Like Ridley in Smash.
Size of a house, that one. It also has fun stuff to show off.
I got one. Rap Jam Volume 1. It's actually called Rap Jam Volume 1. They never made a Volume 2. I don't know why.
What's the premise of it? I never heard of that.
It's actually one of the worst basketball games I've ever played. It's just really funny. They actually called it Volume 1 like they intended to make more of them, and it is just effing terrible. It is so terrible. But you can play as famous rappers in it. I believe you can play as Lil' Kim. So, if you want to play as Lil' Kim, maybe. It could be just some other female rapper, and I just think Lil' Kim's the only one. But
the graphics are also worse than Atari.
They actually might be in this. I don't know if you've ever played it. It's pretty bad.
You know that rapper you might be thinking of is actually probably Justin Bieber.
Oh, yeah. I think you're right. In his chrome Maserati or whatever he's got.
I can't stand him, like, at all. He sucks.
Who can? I don't even think that his fans like him. They just do because
they tolerate him.
They feel that. I think they just like him because they feel they're supposed to.
He's a little Canadian boy. Let's be nice to him.
I'll be quite frank. I don't like you. I don't like your music. I don't like anything about you.
Because he's watching the show right now.
Great, yeah, we got one viewer right now. It's probably Justin Bieber. Now he's gonna be upset.
He was our one Canadian viewer.
Oh God.
Well, I mean, we're not missing. He just strikes me. He looks like a lesbian. All right, I don't get what the appeal is.
He looks like
yes, he does. He does look like a lesbian.
And the tween girls, ages 14 through 17, I'm guessing, are throwing themselves at him. Is it an identity crisis? Is it, do they find something, his voice? Is it appeal? I don't know. I never listen to his stuff. I just hear about him in the news because he's wrecking cars or egging people's houses or something.
It's probably the same thing Miley Cyrus has got going on. I don't know.
First time I ever heard of him was a person posting on MySpace a video of him doing an Eminem song.
People still use MySpace?
Back when it was still around.
Oh, okay.
I think it's still around. I just think it's actually like a music website now.
You know,
Kind of.
back when they still had groups and stuff.
Okay.
Spend so much time setting up your MySpace profile, getting the background right, having your little music embedded in there.
And then they fuck it up.
Whoa! Again with the F-bomb, man. You're on fire. I think at this point in NBA Jam, he's heating up.
No, not to talk about MySpace and Red Blaze. It makes him angry.
Okay, so no Red Blaze. I'm sorry, no
Okay, Red Blaze.
MySpace. No
You're in a
Justin Bieber.
safe. This is a safe. This isn't MySpace. This is a safe space.
Yes. All
Yeah.
are welcome.
Everybody
Somebody
gets
can
work.
do stuff.
Go blog about it on your Zanga, okay?
Wait, isn't that the game company?
Hey, the counter on my GeoCities site is going.
Oh, God.
I'm thinking about switching Control Freaks over to Angel Fire. Anyone in?
Oh, absolutely.
You guys, I have a live journal if you want to check it out.
If it helps, I'll refresh the page a couple times to boost the counts.
Any of
Yeah,
you guys got a Friendster?
The thing is, Cash, I actually believe you had a live journal at some
I'm logging
point.
on to
Oh, I did. Damn right I did.
Yeah.
What do you take me for? Jeez, a liar.
Have you seen what's been on the BBS boards lately?
The what boards?
BBS.
Bulletin board system.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Brought it back to 1995. Thank
Oh,
you.
yeah.
That's
I remember,
Oh,
guys,
yeah.
I'm gonna have to leave this call for a little. I gotta make a phone call.
All right,
Okay.
we'll be here.
I actually before the internets, I had this really my dad did this one of those online courses, you know, like Sally Struthers, right? Be a TV VCR repairman, be an engineer, be a whatever, right?
Big gunsmith. Computer.
Yeah, like anything from a TV VCR repairman to like an astronaut, like Sally Struthers to teach you how to do. Anyway,
That.
yeah, my dad took like some of those you know, study at home things or whatever. It actually legit really helped him out. Helped him get some much needed at the time promotions and everything. But it came with like this really like crappy like 486 computer, and so we got that, and we had that was the one where I could play Doom but didn't have the sound and all that other
Yeah.
stuff. But I actually don't remember where I was going with that now, so I tried to save it and my kid just came in and goes, "Are you on the show?" And I'm like, I looked away for a second and my train of consciousness just totally derailed. There's like a spectacular fireball.
You want to bring this baby in for a landing, Rose?
I know. I nailed the landing with my face.
You couldn't do the Carrie Strong with a busted ankle and like.
It's really bugging me now because I don't know. Oh yeah, BBS's, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. The train is back on the tracks and we're pulling into the station. So now where was I? No, I'm kidding.
What about the laser?
What about the laser?
So I had this like really crappy 2400 baud modem, which probably means nothing to at least half the people on here, but it was like the slowest possible modem that you could have, almost. And everyone else had upgraded to like at least like 14.4, 28.8, whatever, right? Exponentially faster than me. And I would be logging into this BBS, and one day I went and I logged in, and I would like get booted out like immediately. And after about like I think a month, I hadn't logged into the BBS. The sysop, actually, the dude that left his computer on all day for the rest of us to dial into, he calls me up and he goes, "Hey, I haven't seen you on the BBS lately. Like, what's going on? Like, we've got this mud game that's like waiting, you know, for you to do something." And I go, "Every time I log in, I get booted. I can't understand it." So he goes, "Well, hang on. Like, I got 2 phone lines." I was like, "Whoa, this guy's like a god. He's got 2 phone lines." So he's like, "All right, I got 2 phone lines. Like, try to call in right now. I'm watching. We'll see what happens." And then he figured out. He goes, "Dude, I see the problem." He goes, "You're signing in at 2400 baud." He'd just recently updated the software, and he'd like nobody uses this anymore. And he'd like cut it off at like 14.4. And so what was happening is I'd dial in, I wasn't fast enough, and I immediately get booted. And he goes, okay, so that explains two things. One, why you couldn't connect anymore, and two, why when you connect it would take you an hour to do anything. So,
good old
yeah.
days.
Nice.
I told my dad we have to buy a new modem so that this dude you don't know whose computer I keep logging into remotely and tying up her phone line.
Yeah.
And we got a second phone line, and then we were gods.
Is that like
missed
the
the
time
good
of
old
like
days.
AOL 3.0, whatever?
Yeah.
That sounded like, I mean, the modem sounded like Sega CD games looked. Did it not?
Well,
Yes.
it sounded worse than Atari looks, so.
The sound of the modem was like Atari graphics.
Yeah. That sound was how Atari looks. I don't know. It looks like garbled mess.
So back to the retro, right? And a little bit back on topic. Games that didn't get a sequel that I wished would, and there might be still hope for at least one of these. The first was Double Dragon Neon. I don't know if anybody played that for the PlayStation.
I wrote a review on that, and I love Double Dragon Neon.
That game was friggin', I agree, that game was friggin' awesome.
Yeah.
And
The soundtrack was amazing. It played amazing. Like, the story was, like, hilariously bad. And it set it up because in the end credit song, he's like, I'll be back!
exactly.
Yeah.
So, there's actually, like, spoiler alert, right? When you beat the game, it actually, like, does a sing-along where, like, the villain...
Oh, yeah.
The villain, as he's, like, hurtling into, like, the abyss of nothingness,
Oh, it's
he,
amazing.
like, sings this lament about, like, how all he wanted, you know, was a date, and these two brothers just beat the shit out of him and killed all his friends and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
That sounds almost as good as the show that was on back in the 90s, that Double Dragon cartoon.
Yeah, well, they did it like a karaoke thing too. Like the words
they
of the
did.
song are appearing, and it's got like this little bouncing skeleton
Yeah.
head. Like
What's
going.
really funny about those credits too is they actually synced up the trophy award to where he mentions the trophy in the song. So the first time you
Yes.
get the song, it pops as soon as he mentions the word like trophy. Like,
That was really well done.
That game in general was done fantastic, and we did get a sequel. We did get a Double Dragon 2, but it was not the same company, and
no,
they did this.
Way Forward didn't make that. No.
Yeah, and so it really, I hope that it'll probably be PS4 now if it happens. And then the other one was DuckTales 2, DuckTales, also by Way Forward.
Way Forward, yeah.
Fantastic remastering.
It really was.
There's only two problems I have with the remastering. One, the original DuckTales was not an unlockable when you beat the game. Right?
Yep.
And then two,
The unskippable
DuckTales
dialogue.
2 was amazing. It was everything that was great about the first one, only better except for the music. So I really wish that, you know, we'd see. I think DuckTales 1, the remastering sold amazingly. So I'm kind of.
It did, because they actually ended up after the fact doing a physical copy of it. So.
Yeah, which like rarely ever happens. But where's our sequel, right? Where's DuckTales?
It makes-
the
it
one
makes
that's
sense.
fetching $100.
Yeah, I have it. Anyone want to buy it for $100?
Yeah, I've got it too for
Well,
the
I'm
NES.
gonna my change purse real quick.
Love to see a remastering of those.
The screen.
I've got a coupon.
There you go. Will you accept that?
That doesn't work. That doesn't work on Tyler's.
Hey, look at this. Black gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have a banner of Noir. How about that? No? Is that worth it?
Should
No?
just get that with your Hyper Neptunia Noir game.
Yeah, it came with the pre-order. And it's hanging right there. She looks lovely.
I've got my girlfriend's plaque for my outstanding yearbook.
Doesn't.
I got this sword right here.
It's very nice.
A Mickey Mouse figurine with the nose chewed off.
You win. Damn.
Sorry, guys, you got to bring your A game.
Come on.
Oh, is that the Trivelocity gnome?
No, it's just a garden gnome I bought. His name is David.
David and Gnome. Oh god, I remember that show.
Yeah, exactly. See?
Oh, there you go, Samus Aran.
Yeah.
And Sophie from Tales of Graces, little Nendoroid there. Friends.
I've got a Raw 1 pencil case with Shah Rukh Khan.
I've got a Mario
There's a
back
man
there.
there.
I like that. Hold that up again there, Blaze. I like the Lara Croft Tomb Raider figure there.
Yeah.
Here's one. Should be Estelle from Tales of Vesperia. I want to heal everyone. Woo! So, there's that.
You know, I got all my amiibo stuff here. I just start grabbing them at random.
I like that slime. And I even like Dragon Quest.
Except it's a PS2 controller.
Was that the pre-order for Dragon Quest 8?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hold that up again.
I've got this guy. Come on.
Nuts.
He-Man. He has the power. This little closet.
Is that why you're not wearing a shirt today, Mr. Nikon? Because you think you're He-Man?
Yeah.
Or you're wearing a shirt, but only parts of it.
Well, yeah.
Show this guy.
I like that he's got the
Gun
clip-on
show.
mic, too, right? The clip-on mic on his sleeveless shirt.
That's what my guy got.
I mean, it could be worse. He could be clipping that to his nipple.
I know. I was just thinking that, actually. Why were we both thinking of Mr. Nikon clipping stuff to his nipple?
Because some people are into that.
I always think
hey.
about that. I've just met him today. I always think about that.
I told you guys not to talk about this podcast. That's for the other podcast.
That's for the webcam I meant to go to. We're going to that next, right?
Yeah, I believe so. And speaking of which, time seriously zooms by when you're having fun, because we are once again at the hour limit of this episode. I can't believe I can't believe how quickly these things are going. This is nuts. Like, I look forward to them, and they're gone. It's like Christmas Vacation or something, you know?
Yeah.
For a lickety split. It's not cool. So, does anyone have anything to plug or sign off with or anything?
Yeah, you mentioned my sequels that were missing, you know? I'm like, we're missing Goonies here in the U.S. We got Goonies, too.
I hope the Predators win tonight.
They're not going to win.
No, the national teams aren't very good.
Yeah.
I could say that because I'm not even a sports fan, so yeah.
Yeah, but Hawks will win.
If you don't win, are you willing to shave your beard tonight?
No. This ain't a playoff beard.
Speaking of beards, Dashy Poo, I'm digging the scruff. Not the fully shave, not the goatee you usually rock, but that scruff it's living for you.
You want to see? Do we have time? Do you want to see the look that I'm going for?
Yeah.
Sure.
I would have the scruff. I was hoping the scruff would be there on Tuesday, but it wasn't in there yet. I'll be right back.
All right. Well, at this time, I want to thank Junpei for joining us. We have chatted back and forth so many times on GameFAQs, and now I get to say I chatted with him almost in the flesh. I know Dark RPGer will be very jealous of that fact. I know you guys tried to meet up at one point while you were in Jersey.
Yeah, it didn't work.
Yeah, because of work. But, hey, if you're ever in Nashville or any of our other cities, come on over.
Yes.
If you're in LA, I'll take you to my friend's microbrew.
I've been to LA once, and it was for work.
Have you ever in Chicago? Galloping Ghost.
Yeah?
You're not into the gay one?
No. I mean, Galloping Ghost, they actually had they have Mortal Kombat nights like every few months where they get all the actual actors to come in and be in the arcade.
Oh, that's intense.
Okay.
Yeah, this was this past Saturday.
That's cool.
Oh, he's going for Cole's look.
Yep.
So what's your look there?
Yeah, let's see the look.
Actually, I have to do it this way, I guess.
That guy.
Ah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've got the amp and everything. I could take it out of the. I've got the backpack
That's
with the
actually
amp.
pretty cool.
Nice.
It's actually a custom amp.
I just need some powers. He has like electricity powers, right, or
So
something.
it's got a beat on it.
Very
Wow.
cool.
But yeah, it's pretty serious. I actually have two versions because if I've learned that if I take this one out in public, I actually get told that I have to leave it in the car because it's like a deadly weapon.
You don't want to shock anybody.
I think any solid metal object can be a deadly weapon, so...
Well, it's actually only part of it's solid metal. Only really the handle and the washers are solid metal. This was made by a prop artist for a secret project that I'm working on. But these parts are actually airbrushed PVC.
Oh, makes sense.
So
it's not
the reason
not
for that
deadly.
is if it ever actually made contact with somebody, it would actually break.
And that would be bad, so don't get too angry.
Yes. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
I did this one cosplay once, and the guy's weapon was this giant spear. And so I had this old curtain rod, and it fastened. The actual spearhead of it was the styrofoam stuff, but they wouldn't let me in because this giant metal thing was too dangerous. I was so mad.
No.
Anyway,
Anyway.
you gotta be careful when walking around conventions. I was at Comic Con and I almost got my eye poked out by a Ruby cosplayer.
Ruby.
So anyone else have any final comments
Yeah, sorry.
before we close out the broadcast?
Again, this was super fun. I'm so glad Junpei, aka Tyler, aka Ty Legacy on Twitter, is that right?
Yes. At Thai Legacy Control.
That's
It's the only social media I'm involved in. I don't have Facebook. Screw that.
Speaking of Facebook, like us on Facebook.
Yes.
Really bad at social media.
That's all right. We forgive you. So glad to have you on. It was a lot of fun to chat with you and everyone else as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you all. And thank you all for watching. Like us on the Facebook. Sign up for VG Collect. Subscribe to us on the YouTube. And yeah, thank you all for watching.
Episodes. Yep.
Yes, the West Coast episodes Tuesdays and Thursdays.
We have another special guest on Tuesday.
All right.
Obama.
Obama, yes.
It may or may not be the President of the United States of America.
Oh, that's
Is it
quite a
Britney Spears?
cliffhanger.
Wait, Obama?
I'll see if I can get
Well played.
former Mayor Daley to come on the show some night here on the East Coast episode. So thank you all for watching. See you all later. Thank you.
Peace.
Bye.